Hey guys, this is part 3 of being in the care system. There is another 2 videos up already, part 1 and part 2. So this is now part 3, and there will be more as well. It was now dinner time, and I can't remember exactly what we had to eat, but I just knew I wasn't hungry, as I was suffering from an eating disorder, and it was very severe. But I forced myself to eat at least a little bit so that I didn't be rude, because I knew that they just stood up there making dinner and stuff, and I felt like I didn't want to be rude. Even though I knew I was struggling, I couldn't tell them that. I didn't know these people. I didn't feel comfortable to come out and explain that to them yet. So, however, I ate a little bit, but after I ate it, I did go to the bathroom and vomit it up. I just didn't tell them. When they were finished their food as well, she asked if I would like a dessert. And I just shook my head and said, no, thank you. And then I said, thank you so much for the stuff that you got me today. I appreciate it loads, thank you. And she was like, they both were like, not even just her, they were both like, you don't have to thank us, darling. And then I just said to them, like, no, seriously, I appreciate it loads and stuff. Like, I was just so thankful for what they got me. And then I asked them if I could go back to the room, which was my room at the time. And she said, of course you can. However, you can sit down here if you'd like to and watch TV if you want to. And I said, thank you, I'm just feeling tired. Now, I wasn't really feeling tired. I literally just said that because I wanted to be on my own. I was overwhelmed. I had a lot of mixed emotions. Bear in mind, I'm 13, so I'm new to a teenage years, yeah? I'm only 13, and I had all of this weight put on me. And I just wanted to be on my own and cry. So at this point, I'm then thinking, like, overthinking to myself, thinking like, oh, there's no one loved me. Why am I the only one that's been put away? I just couldn't understand it properly. Like, I just felt so alone, and all the thoughts that were going through my head was like, no one loves me. Like, they've just chucked me away. They can't deal with me. Like, I wish people would understand why I was running away. But I wasn't able to verbally say it to them. I was just hoping that they could read my mind, but obviously they couldn't. And I just kept thinking to myself, like, over and over again, like, my siblings got to stay. Why did I go? Am I not loved? Does nobody want me? Am I that bad? What's the point me being here anymore? Like, I just felt like my life itself was just not needed anymore. And it broke me a lot, and I was in such a bad way. I was self-harming beforehand, but my self-harming got worse. A lot worse. And I was self-harming through eating disorders. I was cutting. I've still got the scars, and honestly, I hate the scars. But that shows me a part of my life that I got through. And it is something that I want to get covered up with tattoos sometime down the line. But when I sit there and I just see them on me, like, every day, so I'm looking at them now whilst I talk about them, I just think to myself, like, they're horrible. They look horrible, I'm not gonna lie. But then at the same time, I think to myself that, do you know what? I got through that. Like, no matter how hard it was, and I didn't do it for attention. Like, some people will always go to you, oh, they're just doing that because of attention. They want attention. No, I wanted the complete opposite. I didn't want attention. I didn't want people to fuss. I didn't want any of that. I wanted to take away the pain that I was feeling through a different way. And yeah, it helped at that moment, but then it comes straight back after. Like, it didn't work. It didn't help. It does not help you. Like, in that split second, it might feel like it is, but then it all comes flooding back again afterwards, once that sting or whatever, that you know, it just comes back. And like, it was just hard. And the way how I got through it, and I mean, it took me a very long time, even like when I started to write my music, started singing and stuff, like, yeah, it helped now and then, but not all the time, until I started doing it more and more and more. So instead of picking up something sharp or something, like thinking about that I need to put my fingers down my throat, binge eat so that I can make myself sick, instead of thinking like that, I thought, let me just write down my feelings and then make it into a song. So I did do that, but then there was times that I wouldn't do that, and I would go back. I would relapse and go back to the making myself ill, the other ways of self-harming, which I don't really want to mention properly, but because I don't know who could be watching. Like, I don't want little children picking up ideas. And it was just, I just felt so depressed and so down, and the thoughts that were going through my head were just not something that a 13-year-old girl should be thinking about. At that time, they should be thinking about puberty, school, friends, do you know what I mean? Not, I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to be in this world no more. That was what was going through my head. Like, I felt like I wasn't wanted. I felt like I was disgusting. I felt dirty. I felt ugly, fat. And I mean, it was, to think about it now, it actually is really emotional that I felt like that, because when I look back on those pictures of me and saw how skinny I was, and I thought I was fat, like, it really upsets me a lot, because still to today, I have trouble with my eating. I won't sit there and lie. I still have trouble with my eating. But I'm not at a stage where I was as skinny as I was back then. And I have got better with the support that is around me now. And I mean, my self-esteem was so low. It was so bad. Like, I literally felt disgusting in my own body. Like, I didn't want to be in this body no more. Even when I was at home, I had the eating disorder as well, and I was self-harming. And I just felt so judged, and no one would listen, and that I would always get told that I'm lying, and I kept getting put in my head that I was lying and that I was making it up and stuff, but I wasn't making it up. The things that happened to me. Mommy. So guys, I had to cut that there for a second because my little one walked in and I don't want her hearing about that. So yeah, I just kept getting told I was lying, and I wasn't lying. What happened to me happened to me. But no one would believe me. And the only ones that would believe me was 2 of my cousins, because it happened to them too. Which I'm not going to say what happened, because it's not something that I want everyone to know about me. Because still to this day, it kind of affects me. Now, I struggled every day. and I felt I was horrible, ugly. I tried to make myself even more like uglier because I felt so ugly, and I was trying to make myself even more uglier, thinking that this person would stay away from me, but this person didn't. It didn't. And I mean, it was constant from the age of 9 until I went into care. And it was so difficult, and I still to this day feel disgusting about it. And it's like, and I think to myself that I shouldn't feel like that, because it wasn't my fault. But because it was always put into my head that I'm the bad child, I'm the one that was reckless, I kept running away, I kept putting myself in these situations, I blamed it all on myself. But I know it wasn't my fault. I now know that everything that I went through wasn't my fault. Not everything, obviously, but I mean everything whilst I was in the care system wasn't my fault. I was trying to get help, but I went in all the wrong ways about it. I mean, by running away, getting drunk at young ages, just being on the streets, like with my friends, getting absolutely out my face on alcohol, running to places that I really shouldn't have run to. And I mean, yeah, do I regret it? Maybe, maybe not. Some parts I regret, some parts I don't. But how I look at it now is, no matter what happened to me, I'm still here today. I'm still here to tell the story, and I'm still here fighting, no matter what. No matter what, I will still stand here fighting. And yeah, you can forgive. You can never forget. Never forget. I know that I was petrified. If I ever saw this person, I felt like I would freeze or freak, and like, I don't even know how to explain it. But you know what? I stood in therapy, and you know what I said? I had to write a letter to this person, and I had to pretend that I read it to them, and I had to do that over and over and over again, to the point that I wasn't scared no more. I was not scared no more, and I never will be scared of that person ever again. And I can tell you now, it wasn't easy. And I didn't come out with this to anybody apart from these two people, the lady foster carer and the man foster carer, later down in the line, when I started to trust him. And I mean, there was only one reason why I did that, which I'll get into further on down in my situation, because I wasn't going to. It would have forever been stuck inside me and never been spoken about if this other person didn't come forward first. But I will get into that later on. Let's go back to where we was before. So I then tried to write music because I really wanted to self-harm. And I was having my friends say, just come back, run away. And I said, I have no clue where I am. I also felt bad as they just got me like loads of stuff. So I just stayed. I then started singing songs in my room with the door closed. because I'm like so scared to sing in front of people. Then the lady come up and was in shock to find out it was me actually singing, and as she thought it was the TV. She kept saying over and over again how good I was, and I said thank you, but I'm not. And she would keep saying, no, really, you are. You should go on X Factor or Britain's Got Talent. And I just kept saying thank you. She would come up and check on me like every 5 to 10 minutes to make sure I was okay. But that is the end of part 3. I will be doing part 4 soon. And as I said, if you are going through the same situation as how I did, or in like have any questions, sorry about the train, it's so loud. If you do have any questions and stuff, I will answer them. If you want to privately message me, you're more than welcome to. If you want to leave a comment, you're more than welcome to. I don't bite, I promise. It is a hard subject to come across and to be talking about. It can be triggering for some people, so please do be warned. However, I will say to you, if you are struggling in any way, in any of this sort of situation, please do reach out. There is people out here that will support you and will help you, and I am one of them. Thank you for watching. Bye.